Full disclosure, I didn't make this video with the intention of it being for different videos, so it ended up being an hour long, and I was like, so I'm copying it, or cutting it up into 4 different parts, and then, yeah, so I don't really have any, like, good, like, intro, outro things. I'm just gonna do a fucking fade, and then whatever, when each video cuts up into another section, you'll see. But yeah, so that's why that's that. Alright, so this is going to be my second video, not in a series. If it was, this might actually be a good second video or something, because it's going to be about more basic stuff. I'll be talking about kind of the first steps, I think, that you would want to do, or want to, like, focus on, for if you're trying to learn how to draw. I'm going to do this one a little different. I've got, like, the video on, whoa, what the fuck? We got the, like, video capture on the whole time. So I'll be able to, like, kind of doodle stuff out and kind of explain things while I'm talking and thinking. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. This is kind of just, you know, it's test number 2, right? This is only the second video I've made, so we'll just see. Just checking my mic levels. I kind of seem to be a little bit peaking just every so often, so I'm gonna, like, push my mic back just a bit. Okay, let's just get started. So, this video was recommended by Muddox, and he was asking, what's a good way to, like, kind of keep in mind proportions and ratios. But I'm gonna actually kind of zoom out just a bit before we get into that and kind of explain, the thought process behind maybe, like, proportions and ratios, and kind of, like, how to even consider it in the first place. So, like, when you're drawing stuff, when anyone's drawing stuff, it's really just recalling information, right? So, like, yeah, like, this is way too simple of an explanation, but, like, I know what a round shape is, I know what general perspective I'm drawing this in, and then I know that this round shape is, like, fucking, it's actually a head, so it's got a fucking nose, and I know it's got eyes. And then I know the eyes wrap around the face, and I know the nose sits about where the fucking eyes are, and we got a little, I don't know what this is, but we got one. And then it's like a ball man on a table, right? So we got ball man on a table. But the point is, like, I know what a shape looks like, I know the perspective I'm drawing it in, I know, like, whatever size design. Apparently I don't, though, because I don't know what this is. Say it's a dog. Now it's like, nah, fuck it, it's a bunny, because that's what the shapes we got going on here. And it's a lady bunny, because dem eyebrows, right? And then we get the fucking ears. Cool, sweet, great, perfect. So, oh, but wait, we gotta, like, drop some shadow in here, because our light source is right here, right? Because I know that, right? Ah! And then now we have the cast shadow, and then maybe it's lighting the bun like that too, and then we got some light hitting that ear, and then some shadow here too. Okay, so this is a pretty quick example. I'm just explaining that this is all knowledge. All of art is knowledge to some extent. So the thing with that is you got to build up the knowledge first, right? So, like, you know, how do I know that it's a bunny? How did I know that that's the perspective I was drawing? How did I know that the light source is over there? Well, I chose pretty much everything, but I chose everything because I have a library of knowledge that I could pull from, that I studied from, you know, life and stuff like that. So, yeah, this is kind of just talking about how you get that library in the first place, right? So, I always tell people when they're first starting out drawing, to reference from life. Technically, let me backtrack again, because I'm really good at fucking backtracking, I guess. If you're just starting out, like, you haven't even fucking drawn, just have fun. That's what you want to do. I say this all the time, you'll see it in my other video, you'll see it all the time. Just have fun, make sure you want to draw, make sure you like it first, then you can work on getting better. Because if you just jump into getting better when you don't even know if you like it, then you're gonna be spending a lot of time, and it's gonna suck, and you're gonna be like, fuck, it's hard, I don't know why I'm doing this, right? So you want to make sure that you like the process before you really dedicate yourself into the learning part. And don't get me wrong, the learning part to me is super fucking fun, like, it's awesome, but it's not always fun for everyone, and it can be a bit frustrating if you maybe don't enjoy the the struggle, I guess. But yeah, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's go back to what I was saying. Always want to study from life. At some point in time, there is a time and place to study from other people's works, other people's designs, other people's methods and techniques. But as far as your own personal library of like, how does anything look, you want to try to reinforce that with as much reality as possible. Some of the issues with studying other people's art is you also pick up their mistakes and you maybe don't know if it's a mistake. Right, so that's like the biggest reason why you don't really want to study other people's stuff. But when it comes to real life objects, there is no lie. There is just straight up what things look like, you know? So that's the main reason there. So yeah, I guess let's just get into it. We're going to be doing this with ratios and shapes in mind. So one of the first things I would always suggest people to do is to draw an object near them, just like anything. The simpler the shape, the better. The simpler the basic shapes, at least. So I took a picture of my Starbucks cup because I'm a fucking white girl drinking Starbucks. Because hell yeah. So here's the Starbucks. It's a coffee frappuccino, by the way. No whipped cream because I'm watching the calories. Yeah, so there it is. And yeah, I just kind of want to explain a few things about what I would be looking at while, fuck me, while doing this observation, right? So this is, like, sometimes people will say, like, don't put your picture, your reference on your canvas, like, on it, like, right here, don't do that. Some people say do that. I guess my main point would be you want to make sure you're observing what you're looking at and you're not just copying it, right? So one example of copying it would be to just like straight up, you're just start making lines, right? Like, oh, that's a straw. Oh my God, I'm doing this really slowly and it's it's hilarious. Yeah, don't do this shit because you're not getting anything here. You're just making lines and that's not really what the point is, right? You want to actually observe this object and kind of get an idea. You want to understand what it is you're looking at, right? So some of the stuff that kind of goes on in my head when I go into analysis mode, I kind of imagine this as like a 3D model, right? So I would imagine where the bottom of it is, we could use where the liquid is as like a middle point, and then having where the top is, like the very most top. Boom! Now we have like this is a blueprint, the layout of like the perspective of this object, right? Because we got these little middle points, and if we're breaking this down a little further, we see that the the table is here. I guess it cuts out around here, and then it kind of keeps going around here. And just how a camera works and how life works and how a lens captures stuff, whatever, our perspective is defined as soon as an object is in place, because they all have vanishing points and everything goes to the vanishing point of whatever the angle your eyeball is, whatever. This is way more complex and I don't really want to break this part down. I just want you to keep in mind that like as soon as an object is there, it exists in perspective. So you can't think of an object without its perspective. Like they exist at the same time all the time. So don't let that freak you out. It's just that, just keep it in mind that, you know, really focusing on the perspective of the object is going to help you actually draw the object, right? Like I didn't draw a cup. I drew 3 circles that were really defined in their perspective. And then now it's a good basis for a cup, right? Also, again, I wanted to mention that this is really not how I would be studying this sort of thing, but this is what my eyes kind of imagine. This is what my head breaks down when I'm looking at an object. It breaks down, it understands, oh, okay, this is a plane, and this goes around in a circle, cool. And these are, you know, more planes. It's almost as if, again, like this is a 3D model and I'm looking at the wireframe of it or something. Just like really understand the shape, the dimension of the object, the weight, even I'm looking at the materials as well because I could see how light's hitting it. I know it's a plastic cup, so I can like make all these observations and kind of understand it. But for now, we're just focusing on the shape because that's the hardest part of drawing. Well, you know, when you're first starting out, really understanding what the shape is, what it looks like, and being able to recreate it. So yeah, okay. Anyways, so that's what I'm thinking, right? I see that kind of wireframe in my head, hopefully. And you don't see it instantly. You might have to like really try. You fucking look at something and you're like, okay, all right, yeah, I kind of get it, you know? And then if you don't, that's fine too. Like the more you draw stuff, the more I think it can help you kind of see stuff in that way, being able to break it down into its forms. So yeah, let's kind of jump into it, right? So pretty much if I was drawing this cup and it's right there, I think I'm just gonna leave this on. I thought it'd be cool if I like hit it and didn't have it show this whole time, but then I use layers and shit too often, so or moving the colors around, so maybe I'll just kind of leave it. Anyways, the theory is you're not going to be just copying it. You're going to be thinking about it all the time. And this may result, especially if you're just starting out, this may result in a not satisfying piece, right? Like, because you don't know what you're doing yet, and that's fine. But just don't be discouraged. If it doesn't look like what you're drawing, that's not the point. All of these studies are to make you look and draw. That's the whole point. So the more you're drawing and the more you're looking, cool, because after a long time you're gonna or a short time, you know, whatever, you're going to get way better at it and things are going to start falling into place a lot sooner. But let's go into some of the workflow here.